and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody who is realizing that they have everything that they need in order to accomplish what it is that they're trying to accomplish. We have Sage and Sorcerer. Harmony, acceptance, calm, serenity, patience, ambition, determination, willpower, creation, and focus. So maybe it's you're getting a little bit of time to yourself. Maybe you've had a great conversation with someone who inspires you. Maybe you've just had a little bit more confidence hit you. But this seems like really abundant energy that is going to enable you to make something happen that's really important to you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time, or a lot. Sorry, that was a lot. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. This is pre-recorded, of course. I miss you all. I'm confident of it. But I will be back soon. Don't you worry. This is Under the Oak. What else do we have, please? The Moon in the reverse. Excuse me. Seven of Cups. Three of Swords in the reverse, and the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Basically, I feel like you're accepting that you're a little bit different. Accepting that part of the reason you have felt like you don't really fit in, or part of the reason that maybe it's difficult to make friends or keep friends or feel understood, is you're just a little bit different, and that's okay. So I feel like you're letting go of some of the expectations that you've had and seeing things in a different way. Maybe I don't have 500 friends, but I have two really close friends. Maybe my parents don't understand me, but at least my sister does. You know, there's something here where it's like, yeah, I'm a little bit strange. I'm not for everyone, or maybe people see things in a very different way, but that's okay. Two of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands. There's something here about you that is probably a gift, or no, I think it's a gift. And people doubt it, okay? Let's just say that your gift is reading palms. There's going to be people who are like throwing articles at you like, oh, well, this says that it's BS, or, you know, this person said that you were wrong when you did that. Whatever they're doubting, they don't know anything about. This is like, don't listen to a person who has zero education in science talk to you about the laws of physics. They're probably not going to get them right. Don't let somebody tell you that you aren't skilled in something they don't know anything about. Five of Cups. Oops. And the Nine of Pentacles. You have some sort of intuitive gift. And it has been something that you might have had to hide from people, or when you talk about it, or when it, you know, comes up in conversation because you did something a little bit differently than other people would. I feel like you've had some awkward moments. I feel like you've had some people who are like, well, that's weird. I don't think I believe that. That's okay. It doesn't mean that you don't have this gift. You do. It does mean that there's a smaller inner circle for you. But the people that are in that inner circle, some of whom you may not have met yet, help you to understand why you didn't feel like you belonged in other circles. Page of Cups, Sun in the reverse, and the Queen of Swords. Do not let the people who do not understand you encourage you to build a wall so high that nobody gets to know you. There are people who will understand or who want to understand you better. King of Swords and the Wheel in the reverse. Ten of Pentacles. This is a family gift. There's someone who has the same gift as you in your family but declined to believe in it or hone that skill. Could be a father figure. I think you have more of this talent than your predecessor. I do feel like it would be a parent. They look at it as a curse, and you understand that it's a gift. Ace of Swords, King of Cups, and the reverse. They let it impact their mental health negatively because they were trying to control it or push it out, not deal with it. Whereas you're learning to harness it. You're learning how to work with it instead of against it. This is the Noisy Tarot. What else do we have? What else do we have? The Hermit. Queen of Swords again, and the Eight of Swords. This person in your family did you no favors because I don't feel like they really talked to you much about it, or they were just kind of dismissive. Even though they know what you're talking about. They let you figure it out on your own, or told you that you were crazy. Maybe said that there was a need to go see a doctor, psychologist. Eight of Cups, Four of Swords. This person who has the same gift as you abandoned you or let you kind of feel like an oddity even though they have the same experience. King of Cups in the reverse, clarifying the King of Cups in the reverse. So this is a generational curse, and you are not willing to follow that person and avoid it. You want to change that pattern. Six of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. So what has caused anxiety and stress for this probably parent of yours? You're actually mastering it. You're figuring out how to manage it. Things are improving for you. But it wasn't easy because you have to figure it out yourself, basically. The person who you inherited this from, let it ruin them instead. Empress, Eight of Wands, Four of Cups. So the choice is you can embrace your skills and who you really are, and things will move easier for you. It's like, you know, the path is much clearer for you. Or if you do what your parent did and reject it or ignore it or try to pretend it's not part of who you are, then you have a more difficult path ahead of you. This is the Voyage of the Soul. What else do we have? What else do we have? haunting, curse, lost souls, eerie, psychic attack, dark force, cleanse, salt, sage, soak, detox, and revive. So what they viewed as a curse, right? It says curse as the first word underneath haunting. You realize it's actually a gift. You're not taking on that same response to this gift as that person that you're related to. Kind of related to the movie Sixth Sense or the TV show. What was it called? I think it was maybe like Paranormal Kids, where there were like teenagers or even, you know, like 9-year-olds who had psychic abilities and felt a little bit ostracized from their community, meeting other children that had those gifts so that they didn't isolate or feel, you know, on their own. We have this cleanse card because you're able to take a different approach to this gift than the person that came before you. You find others like you. And this makes it a much easier process for you to understand who you are, what you're capable of, and embrace and hone those skills as opposed to being afraid of them. There's someone you meet at the right time, and this is a person who knows how to help you or at the very least be a support for you. But what about this parent who doesn't seem to understand or want to understand? This is the Path of Shadows. Mystic Swamp. Deep, dark waters. Your reflection you can't see. You won't find yourself if you don't go deep. So your parent has neglected this side of themselves and pretended that it is not part of who they are. I love this. And as a result, it has caused, it's like a rose with extra thorns. It's been more difficult for them because they fight against themselves. And what are they fighting against? The Black Cat, which is my favorite card and talks about psychic abilities. Grace, mystery, psychic abilities. You inherited this ability from your parent. You're handling it different. Transcendence, intuition, power, the skull. You see it as a power. They saw it as a limitation. Starry Observatory. I can't say it normal. You know this, right? Observatory. A little piece in a cosmic puzzle. The universe only reveals its secret if you dare to dance in the starry dazzle. If you just want to be like everybody else, if you just want to fit in, if you want to pretend like there's nothing that makes you different, then it'll be difficult to live your life. This is saying you're embracing the fact that you're a little bit weird. You're like, yeah, this is like kind of who I am. If you're not here for it, that's fine, but like keep it moving. I'm not going to change just because you wish I was a different way, you know? Vampire. In the night's embrace where desires ignite, my hunger keeps consuming all in sight. The problem that your parent has developed because they ignore their skill and pretend that they are not psychic is they have become very needy or very codependent. This could manifest in a couple of different ways, but I do feel like this is emotionally very needy. I need someone to make me feel comfortable, or I need someone to, you know, be around at night because they're afraid of something of themselves. Right? All right, this is the Santa Muerte. What else do we have, please? What else? The Chariot. 4 of Swords in the reverse. Unhealed energy. It's like letting a 5-year-old drive the car. Knight of Swords in the reverse. So someone has had a very clunky life or has had to readjust or pivot or, they haven't really felt comfortable anywhere. They've had people call them impulsive. It's because this person doesn't want to accept part of who they are. The Hermit and the Six of Pentacles. They're closed off to the other things that exist or closed off to that channel of communication that they have. But with this Hermit being in a coffin, I gotta say, it kind of feels like we might have the ability to be a medium. That frightens this person. We have the Six of Pentacles. This is someone who may count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe it's sheep, but I feel like they use numbers when they're scared. I don't know that anybody really knows that they do that. And I do feel like this is someone who picks up on residual energy. So what has been left around in a place from previous years. And it freaks them out. They might hear music, they might hear voices, and there's no one there, and they don't want to talk about that. Knight of Cups in the reverse. They feel like they're crazy, or that other people would think that they are crazy. Knight of Cups in the reverse, Seven of Wands in the reverse, and the Five of Swords in the reverse. But because you have seen this person stumble, and because I think at some point you realized why, I think you determined you needed to try something different because you didn't want to repeat what this person had gone through, not accepting who they are or not accepting that gift that they possess. All right, this is the Energy Oracle. What else do we have, please? Goddess of the Moon. Psychic abilities. You don't have to be a woman. A parent doesn't have to be a woman. But this could also indicate we have someone who has prophetic dreams. Fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. This is about self-definition, knowing oneself. Know thyself. Feel like you do. And you might have to teach your parent how to do this. You've learned, or you are learning, to love yourself, accept who you are, and be patient with the parent who doesn't seem to know how to do that. This could be someone who has been obsessed with money or things that are tangible because they are so disconnected or frustrated with the intangible. And they wanted people to be jealous of what they have because they felt like no one would accept them for who they are. All right, let's get a few from the Gilded Reverie. What else do we have? "43, Labyrinth, and the Bear, number 15. I'm proud of you. If no one else has said it, I'm proud of you. Even though you felt a little bit out of your element, even though you didn't necessarily know where to go or how to approach these things, that didn't stop you from continuing to search, to look up details or look for people who might have similar gifts. And now what has in the past been confusing or difficult to understand, I feel like you're getting a mentor or someone that you can connect to that has a similar gift. I do feel like this is mediumship. We have the Cross and the Anchor. I feel like you're able to, at the very least, understand messages from people, but probably from those who have passed. This person you're about to connect to, they're very wise. They have gone through quite a lot of being mocked or rejected or neglected because of their skill or their gift, probably to a deeper degree than you. But this helped them to start on that path a little bit sooner because they kind of got forced into the acceptance part of it. All right, let's get a few from the Love Oracle. What else? Ooh. Past life, deja vu, repeated patterns, karmic lessons, generational, right? This is someone who's repeated patterns, they have the same thing, and you're like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be chasing a life that isn't really mine, or I don't want to be working against myself. I think this is someone who gets into very codependent relationships, the parent who doesn't want to accept this gift of theirs. They view it as a curse, and you have been the only person who could break away from that curse, who embraces it instead of fights it. Yeah, this has been generations. So good for you. Give yourself a pat on the back. A lot of people are living with resentment and bitterness because they cannot do what you have done, which is accept who you are, accept this gift that you have. So you're about to meet someone who's very trusting, someone who's very loyal. It could be a very close friend. It could be a romantic interest. But this is someone who understands you and celebrates what makes you unique and helps you to see that you're right, that you do need to take a different approach than your parent has. So, all right. I hope that helps. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes, and I'll see you on the next reading. Toodles.